Good day everyone! Today we are going to start in Module 1 in Science 8, Forces and Motion. We are going to tackle lesson number 1, Force and Type of Forces. Before we start our discussion for today, I have a question. What word comes into your mind when you look at the picture of a man pushing and pulling a chair? That is correct. The correct word is force. Force is defined as the push or pull acted in an object. Force can cause objects to move, stop, or change in its direction. For example, when playing a ball, you exert force to move it from one place to another. For example, you're playing this ball. You need force or you need to exert force in order to transfer this from one point to another. There are several forces that may act upon an object. It is important to identify all the forces acting on the object to understand the change in its motion. What do we mean by motion? Motion is the change in position of an object. Force can be classified into two broad categories, namely contact forces, and the other one we have action at a distance force. Contact forces. Contact forces exist when two objects interact or have a physical contact to each other. Again, the clue word here is physical contact. Here are the types of contact forces. First one, we have applied force, a force that is used to push or pull an object. Okay, so again, when you are referring to push or pull, that is applied force. You are exerting an applied force in order to move this box. Next one, friction force, a force that resists the motion of an object. When you are pushing or pulling an object, there is always friction. Without the friction force, everything will continuously move or slide down. Tension force, a force passed on a string, rope, cable, or wire when it is pulled tightly by the object on the opposite end. Again, this force that is located on a string, rope, or cable, we call this as tension. Tension force. Let us have normal force, exerted upon an object that is in contact with another stable object. It is usually applied horizontally between two objects in contact. Okay? So when you say horizontally, it is here. And the clue word here is an object that is in contact with a stable object. Okay? So let us have here, the blue arrow pertains to normal force, while the red arrow pertains to gravitational force. Originally, all objects are affected by gravity. Without this normal force applied by the table, this box will fall down. Next one, spring force. Force that is present when a spring is stretched or compressed. This is very easy. The force that is present on a spring is what we call as spring force. The last example of contact forces, we have air resistance force. Force that opposes the movement of the object when they are in air. This person will originally fall down because of gravitational force that is exerted downward. Now, the air resistance force is pushing the parachute upward so that this person will glide down or glide into the air. The second broad category, let us move on to action at a distance forces. they are still be able to push or pull each other. Again, the clue word here is not in physical contact. Here are the types of action at a distance force. Let us have the first one, gravitational force. Force exerted by the Earth, Moon, or other massively huge objects that attract another object towards them. This gravitational force is the reason why an apple falls down from a tree, and also the reason why people or persons stay on Earth so that we will not float in space. The next one, we have electric force. Force that exists between all charged particles. Okay? So for example, here, we have the hair and the balloon. When you rub the balloon on the hair, it attracts electrons or negative particles. It becomes negatively charged, while the hair becomes positively charged. That's why they attract each other. That is electric force or electrostatic force. It is also easy. We have magnetic force. A push or pull exerted by a magnet. Okay? So again, the force exerted by a magnet, we call that as magnetic force. To sum up, we have different types of forces divided into two broad categories, namely contact forces and action at a distance force. The examples of contact forces are frictional force, tension force, normal force, air resistance force, applied force, and spring force. While the examples of action at a distance force are gravitational force, electrical force, and magnetic force. That would be all for today. Thank you very much for listening.